Sometimes you have to hit them with the wind-up to let them know you're not toying around, and this deck is no different. It's insanely powerful, it's fun, but more importantly, it's wind-ups. Who doesn't want to toy with this deck? I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. Also, a mad shout out to our newest Patreon, Michael Mackey. Congratulations, guys. We finally made it to the second page. I'm excited to announce it's really fun to have so many supporters, and I'm appreciative of every single one of y'all. With that being said, Michael Mack, make sure you add yourself to Discord, as well as message me or Jess so we can get you to the top dogs so you can take advantage of all your rewards. Without further ado, I present to you a competitive wind-up deck profile for this format, and we have some pretty exciting combos to show you as well. Okay, so before we start talking about the combos, let's look at the stats of this deck. Wind-ups are a local level deck, if you ask me. They're just a tad too inconsistent to be anything above it. I feel that once the deck gets a couple of new wind-up monsters that'll make, you know, maybe or even cards to search Magician or Shark a little faster, then the deck will be explosive, it will be insanely powerful. Or even if we just had wind-up carriers in Matey to anything more than 0, as well as some really good level 3 cards, which I'm pretty sure there's quite a few level 3 cards that we can spam to get that carriers in matey, then the deck could be a lot better. But until then, we're just gonna be stuck in that local level event. Also, another thing to point out is that the deck is fairly cheap. So if you guys just wanted a fun local deck to play around with, then, well, here's your deck. Starting off with the monsters. So we run 3 copies of Wind Up Shark. This card is really important to the deck. Basically, when you normal summon or spell summon a Wind Up monster, you can spell summon this card to your side of the field. So it's an extender, and also it gives you free range from any rank monster from 3 to 5 alike, because it can change its level from 3 to 5, or you can keep it 4. It's also essential to the combo because it's a water monster, so it's easy to make Bahamut Shark just with this card. And you want to spam these guys to your side of the field as many times as possible. The more you can spam this card, the bigger your combo tends to be. 3 copies of Wind Up Magician, a card fresh off the Forbidden list, and it's really good. When you activate a Wind Up Monsters effect, you can spell summon 1 Wind Up monster from your deck to your side of the field. Now, all of the Wind Up cards are soft once per turns, ladies and gentlemen, meaning that you can activate them as many times as you want to, as long as A, they leave the field, or B, or, you know, they leave the field, or B, flip face up and face down then face up, or B, you summon another wind-up monster with the same name to your side of the field. That's what's so great about these wind-up cards, and I think that that was by design, that they were soft once per turns. But take full advantage that Wind-Up Magician can summon Wind-Up Magician and other monsters, wind-up monsters from your deck to your side of the field in defense. 3 copies of Wind Up Rat. This guy is the monster reborn of the deck, allowing you to spell summon 1 Wind Up monster from your graveyard to your side of the field for free. All you have to do is change this card to defense. So it's really hard to pop off with this card if you are just doing, you know, spell summoning it through Wind Up Magician. But there are ways to either put it to attack or just summon another copy in attack so you can gain its abilities. 3 copies of Wind Up Dog, and I bet you guys are wondering, why are you playing Wind Up Dog? Well, if you guys wanted to play Elephant, you probably could and make the Notoria Beast. I decided to go against it because, like, it didn't pop up in the combo sequence, and more often than not, if you're, like, popping off with the combo sequence, you're winning the game. There's like nothing your opponent can do, and you're pretty much gonna win that game. Unfortunately, as consistent as we make it, it's not really that consistent, just being honest with you guys. But Wind Up Dog is a rescue rabbit target, and keep in mind that even when your monster effects are negated, you can still activate their effects, which would trigger your Wind Up Magician and whatnot. It's really important for the combo sequence. And also, the great thing about him is that he can be a 3 or 5, so I guess that could come up when you're trying to make certain cards. Lastly is 3 copies of Rescue Cat. This card is 2 free wind-up monsters to your side of the field. It can bring out a wind-up rat and a wind-up dog, which if you have a wind-up shark, you can just summon the shark, use the dog and the shark to make Zen maintenance, then banish the rat to summon a rat, and you have a free effect monster to your side of the field to pop off with your combo. So Rescue Cat is really important. It's a catalyst to getting your wind-up monsters to your side of the field. Next is 3 copies of Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk basically serves the same purpose as Wind Up Magician, because if you have Summoner Monk, a spell card, and Wind Up Shark, it's the exact same thing as having Wind Up Magician and Wind Up Shark. And you really want to get that Magician Shark combo going. The 2-card combo will end you with a Utopic Zexal, so it's really good. Also, Summoner Monk can summon Rescue Cat, and I guess it can be a catalyst for other combos. It's just a really good card for getting to what you need. For hand traps, we play 2 Ghost Ogres and Snow Rabbits and 2 Ash Blossoms and Joy Spring. I tried to keep a budget in mind when making this deck, and Ash Blossom and Joy Spring getting reprinted inside of the structure deck, I think today. I think this video is uploaded on Thursday, and yeah, it should be a little bit cheaper for people to get to. And Ghost Ogre has so many prints. It has a gold rare, a secret rare. I'm surprised that it doesn't have a common. It has a super rare, that it's one of the easier accessible hand traps to get into. I feel that Ghost Ogre is also a really good card in this format right now, because it can stop monsters like Guard Dragon effects, or it can get rid of some of those certain link monsters, which could be pivotal for you winning a game. But that's it for the monsters. The deck is pretty straightforward. You want to get to Magician Shark, but if you don't get to Magician Shark, there's other ways to pop off with your combos. For the spells, 3 copies of Wind Up Factory. I've seen a couple of builds run 2, and it kind of puzzled me. I want to see this card as fast as possible. The more you see this card, the more you can pop off with your combos. And yes, it can be dead if you're already late into the game, but to be honest with you guys, windups don't have a late game anyway, so it's like, I want to see it as fast as possible, and I play Desires, regrettably. 3 copies of Call by the Grave to stop my opponent from hand trapping me. This is the spiciest card in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to tell you guys right now, probably going to wind up telling you guys again, buy these cards before they're too late. This card will go up in price soon enough. What it does is that you can target an XE monster on your side of the field, or an XE monster with the highest rank on your side of the field, and then you can special summon a monster on top of it that is attribute and type is 2 levels higher. So it turns a Dante into Utopic, or I'm sorry, Constellar Pleiades. It turns your Granosauruses into Volcasauruses. But even more importantly, Konami is bound to release some really dumb XE card that it's going to make this card busted. They're going to be like, oh, it's going to be hard to summon, so it's going to be fair. And then this card just kind of busts it. To be honest, it's already kind of busted because of this combo I'm going to show you. With this, you can actually make Cyber Dragon Infinity with this deck. I don't play it, but I'm showing you guys a way to make it. And then next is 2 copies of Pot of Desires. I regrettably play this card, but there are times where you open Desires, and if you don't open the combo, then you got to Desires. Like, you got to draw into more cards. Pot of Extravagance would have been it would have been literally, it's good, but it's like if you banish certain cards with Pot of Extravagance, like your Saryuja, and you're like, and then on top of that, that's also really expensive. So I decided to play Desires because, like, you really need to get into your cards if you don't open the combo. And of course, you don't want to banish those cards, but you're like in a lose-lose situation. There's no better draw card, generic draw card than Pot of Desires, other than Extravagance, and you can't run that in here. 2 copies of Double Summon. This card is an extender. I run a lot of extenders. I think I run Sediment extenders. A lot of times you got to summon Rescue Cat by himself, and that's not enough. If you don't have the shark, you're going to need another monster. Double Summon got your back. Zenmei Function is actually a good card in here because this special summons a wind-up monster to your side of the field, which comes up a lot. You can still activate that wind-up monster's effect even though it's negated, which could trigger some effects. And sometimes you just summon a monster or wind-up monster to make your Zen maintenance. Not 1, 2 copies of World Legacy Secession. I'm telling you, I'm like desperate for extenders here. This is a once per turn card effect, but you use it to get a wind-up monster. Hopefully you don't open 2. And then Monster Reborn, obviously, that is the main extender. That is it for these spell cards. If there was anything I would change about this deck, I would just make it more consistent. And I went through a lot of cards, and this is the best way to make it consistent. I wish that Wind Up Magician or Wind Up Shark was just a little searchable, just not even like this much more searchable, please. Unfortunately, I couldn't think of a card, but maybe you guys could, to help this be a little bit more searchable. Once those cards become searchable, the deck like opens up, and you can drop like cards like Summoner Monk and Rescue Cat and just focus on getting those 2 cards. And there's so many more things you can run. But for the extra deck, 2 copies of Wind Up Zen Maintenance. This card, it's literally one of the better wind-up cards ever released. When it's link summoned, you can add a wind-up card from your deck to your hand. Unfortunately, Zen Maintenance is not a wind-up card. And then you can banish a wind-up monster you control face down. Unfortunately, it's face down because some Leviair plays would have came up to special summon a wind-up monster with the same name from your deck to your side of the field. It's part of the combo. It extends. It's amazing. One Boral Sword. You don't have to run this. It's just I have it. So, I mean, like, OTKs. So YuGiOh, this card is actually mandatory. That's pretty much reason why the deck's 100. I think everything else in this deck is under $10. So, yeah. So YuGiOh's like a good portion of the deck's price, and if it isn't 100, it's maybe like 150. One copy of Nightmare Unicorn. You don't have to run this. I just like, if you have it, run it. The Nightmare package, this actually does come up because the deck can link climb pretty well. So yeah, like if you have it, go ahead and play it, but you don't necessarily need it to play, you know, the game. Next is, I do run the number 61 and the Volcasaurus combo, as you guys seen in the live duel. There are a lot, and when I mean a lot, there's quite a bit of decks that like to just sit on a big monster, and yeah, you just Volcasaurus it and Thundercharger, and that can steal you games. Like, it's ironic how this is probably one of the worst monsters that is like, because it used to be a really good card, now it's like a not so great card, but it used to be, you know, it used to be decent, now it's bad, kind of, and it has so much utility, and Thundercharger just gives you the attack afterwards. I wanted to run, or I thought about running Magna Liner, but the Volcasaurus can actually come up in time if you want to, like, you know, destroy an opponent's monsters and get off a ton of damage. Then you overlay the Thundercharger, that's even more damage. One Bahamut Shark, that actually works really well with the number 71. Coincidentally, you guys can run Totally Awesome in here, but this combo is way better. The Utopia package, you don't have to run the middle Utopia guy, but it will make your Utopia Exexo 2,000 instead of 3,000 after you detach one material. And then number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. This is actually, it's not a bad card. I felt that it was the best standalone rank 3, especially since I couldn't make Totem Bird. Mainly because the good things about it is that first, it can negate a monster effect, but if you pop off with your number S0 Utopic Exexo, you don't need to use this card effect. But the best thing about it is that you pop off with this effect and you summon this card, during your next turn, you can just attach him to your Utopic Exexo and make him really buff. So I thought that that was pretty good. But some of the cards that you guys could be running, if you guys can't afford those cards or just don't want to play some of those cards, Borlo Dragon is like still one of the best Link 4s. Cyber Dragon Infinity, you have to play the Outer Entity Narla. I'll show you guys the combo later, but literally you can make Cyber Dragon Infinity in this deck, but you have to play Narla. The Magna Liner, as for the people that don't want to run the Volcasaurus, Wind Up Arsenal Zinball will trigger your Wind Up card effect. So I thought that was pretty good. Granosaurus, if you guys want to like get cheeky, you can, you know, discard the Rank Up Magic, or use the Rank Up Magic on the Granosaurus to make it Volcasaurus. Photon Strike Bouncer is really good with Photon Paporal Operative. I can finally say this card's name right after years of struggling, but basically you can summon the Paporal Operative to turn your Wind Up Rat to attack position, and then turn it back to defense position, summon another monster, then rank up the Paporal Operative to a Photon Strike Bouncer, which is really good in this meta because it does stop monster effects. And then, of course, you could run the Totally Awesome because that is an alternative way to summon with Bahamut Shark. That's pretty much it for the monsters and also the extra deck. Let me show you guys some of these insane combos. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so on to the combo tutorial, and I can't lie, you have to give mad respect to this deck because Wind Up Magician and Shark are still going strong as some of the best 2 combo cards, the best duo ever. Like, name a better duo. I'm pretty sure you guys are all gonna get comment section and name a better duo. Like, you know, there's better duos, I guess, but still, this is a really insane duo of cards, and it's also really fun to know that this combo has been good ever since the deck pretty much came out. So this 2-card combo is going to allow you to lock your opponent out of the YuGiOh card game, and don't worry, you don't need these specific 2 cards. You can substitute the Wind Up Magician for a Summoner Monk and a spell card and pretty much wind up with the exact same board. What you are going to do is normal summon Wind Up Magician. Keep in mind, any monster that's not Wind Up Shark shouldn't be summoned into a zone where Zen Maintenance points to. Since you normal summon Wind Up Magician, you can go ahead and special summon Wind Up Shark, triggering the effect of your Wind Up Magician to special summon a Wind Up monster from your deck to your side of the field. I'm going to go ahead and special summon Wind Up Magician. Actually, this one can go right here, and this one can go right here. And the reason why this one's go right here is because this effect's already going to get used, and it's going to get used for a Link Summon into your Zen Maintenance. Now, use both of these monsters for a Link Summon into your Wind Up Zen Maintenance using its ability to add a Wind Up card from your deck to your hand. At the Wind Up Factory and trigger the effect of your Wind Up Magician. to special summon a wind-up rat to your side of the field. From there, you're going to activate your wind-up factory and then use Zen Maintenance to banish the wind-up rat to summon the wind-up rat. Because you used an attack position, because you use a wind-up monster's effect, trigger the effect of your wind-up factory to add a wind-up shark from your deck to your hand. Now, the reason why I had to banish wind-up rat to summon a wind-up rat is because it was in defense position and you can't use this effect in defense. And the reason why you need wind-up rat is because it's another monster's name, so you can make YuGiOh. Use the effect of your wind-up rat, switching it to defense to special summon a wind-up magician to your side of the field, and then chain your wind-up shark again, special summoning itself to your side of the field. That's going to allow you to use wind-up magician's effect to special summon another wind-up shark from your deck to your side of the field, and this should be your not your ending board, but just taking a look. 2 cards got you this entire board. Windups are insane. Use both your wind-up sharks for a Exceed summon into your Bahamut shark, and then detach 1 material from your Bahamut shark to special summon number 71 Rebarian shark to your side of the field. Now, what you can do is use the Rebarian shark, the wind-up rat, the Bahamut shark, and the Zen Maintenance for a Link 4 summon and to YuGiOh Skull Dread. Now, when I said that this card was a catalyst to a lot of problems, I was saying in multiples, but now it's starting to seem singularly, this card's just really powerful. I don't want to say that it's ban-worthy. I do think it's a limit-worthy, but more importantly, I think that the card that we're going to summon last is a card that should have been addressed. So we're going to use Rebarian Shark as Chain Link 2 and YuGiOh as Chain Link 1. Rebarian Shark's going to place the Rank Up Magic. Where are we? It's going to place the Rank Up Magic Astral Force to the top of our deck, and then we're going to draw 4 cards, one being the Rank Up Magic. We're going to place the 3 to the bottom of our deck and keep the Rank Up Magic Astral Force. From there, you can use both Wind Up Magicians for an Exceed summon into your number 39 Utopia, then your Utopia Prime if you play it, and then your Utopia Zexal by discarding the Rank Up Magic Astral Force. Now, if you guys actually have the Rescue Cat in your hand, use YuGiOh's effect to summon the Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat's effect to send itself to the graveyard to special summon either A, 2 Wind Up Dogs, or B, the Valerie Fawn or the Elephant, and then use those for a Synchro summon into your Notoria Beast. Or in this case, we're going to use Wind Up Dogs for an Exceed summon into number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. On your opponent's turn, you can use the ability of Zexal, detaching 1 material to basically prevent them from playing YuGiOh. And then, if that doesn't work out, you still have 1 negate. It normally does work out unless they have impermanence, but you still can use on your following turns the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow to absorb itself into the Zexal. And provided that they didn't do anything, Zexal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in my bank account. All right, it's pretty strong. All right, I'm sorry. I tried to make a bank account pun, just didn't work out that way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I bet you guys are wondering how exactly do you make the free Cyber Dragon Infinity inside of this deck, and it's actually pretty simple. Let's say for some reason this combo got busted, and we drew a Rank Up Magic Astral Force, as well as a Summoner Monk and a spell card in my hand. Now, obviously, in this particular situation, I definitely use the Pot of Desires. I literally can't, like, banish anything in my deck that would be useful other than, like, Wind Up Magician. But I just, for all purposes, I'm going to just assume this is a blank spell card. We're going to go ahead and special summon or normal summon, it does not matter, the Summoner Monk to our side of the field, using its ability to pitch the spell card to special summon any level 4 monster from our decks to our side of the field. We can even summon Rescue Cat. It does not matter. Using both of these monsters for an Exceed summon, we're actually just going to go ahead and make Outer Entity Narla. Now, Narla has a pretty unique ability. It says, when this card is Exceed summon, you can detach any number of materials, increase this card's level and rank by the discarded cards. Once per turn, while this card is Exceed material, you can target 1 card monster in your graveyard, detach all materials from this card, and if you do, attach that target to this card as Exceed material. When a monster is attached to this by its effect, it's also this card's type and attribute becomes the same as that monster's original type and attribute. You guys are probably thinking you can detach the Outer Entity Narla to attach the Wind Up Zen Maintenance, and Zen Maintenance is in the Light Machine. So now Narla becomes a level 4 Light Machine. Go ahead and rank it up into your Cyber Dragon Infinity, and that's how you do it. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you didn't, let us know in the comment section what we could do to be better. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am. Actually, you can like make this combo like the normal way, but I mean, let's face it, the S0 is way better.